Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Amazing American Circus. I'm actually really pumped to be finally playing this and it's finally coming out. I think by the time this video goes up it should release. And I had a look at a preview prologue demo build at once upon a time of this and I was really smitten by this game. So it's published by Clabata. I think they're a European sort of publisher, and a game that they did previously that we did quite a lot of on the channel was Help Will Come Tomorrow, which was actually really interesting sort of train wreck survival in the bush simulator. Maybe this would be a good opportunity to even go back to it and see where it's at. Though I believe it was for the most part fairly feature complete as a product, so I don't know how much it's changed. Maybe there's DLC. But anyway, my point is the pedigree, at least from a publisher perspective, is phenomenal, and I really like that, and I'm really pumped to play this. It's a deck builder essentially, where you run like a P.T Barnum era style traveling circus. So you level your dudes up and they essentially put on a show for the crowd in the form of Darkest Dungeon style boss battles, but more of a card game focus, I suppose. Probably the best way to explain it. I loved it. I can't wait to play some more. So let's go for it. Default, custom. Oh. It's tabbing out. Okay, so I guess I could put a bloody photograph there if I wanted. That's cool. What's your character's name? Something period appropriate, I think, like Gronk. Very good. Let's do that. Would you like to play the prologue and the tutorial? Look, I probably should, to be honest. Not a lot of people watched when I played the previous video. It's been a while as well. I recall the mechanics are really interesting. There's like a sort of a fame or stardom component to it, and they build up and then they do their super moves. It's always good when mechanics like that can translate so cleanly onto a theme.
Grim as the Reaper. Got some bad news, he did. He hopped on a train cause, you see, his dad just kicked a bucket.
Oh, no good.
Ma is, still mourning her husband, I suppose. I'm not too happy either. Arthur and I was brothers after all. His dear, dead daddy. The owner of the miserable Jones Circus.
Right.
I bet young Jones has
Look at this dude
to take over. But could there be a way to change his mind?
Tournament.
I wonder.
Okay. Thin setup, but I'm not against it, right? More and more, I feel like rolling the dice on trying to make a really interesting high-end narrative. For whatever reason, I don't want to just bash the game writing industry, but I don't know. They're not Hollywood writers, you know. They're not novel writers. They're writing for video games, and maybe that tells us something. So I feel like it's much more low risk and sensible just to have a basic narrative that holds a good game together, as opposed to trying to write some bloody Pulitzer Prize winning story or something. Anyway, funeral is over. You get back into the house, or rather the ruined shed you used to call a home. Uncle Jack abruptly sits down on an old squeaky chair and pouts his lips in a cheeky manner.
And off he goes, the damn fool.
The damn fool.
Well, I'm gonna be off then.
Okay.
Hold your horses, boy. You gotta see what your old daddy left you first.
Jack, you don't need to.
Look, very fancy looking Gronk. But he's not listening to you. He goes outside and follows you with an exasperated sigh. You already know what he's going to show you.
Your
The
pa
circus.
left you his circus.
Yeah, lucky
You
me.
don't say.
It seems Gronk's not interested. The circus, as Jack called it, consisted of a couple of rusty stands and an old ruined big top that had not been used in 20 years. Hard to believe that him and Jack used to be the most famous performers in America.
Yours now, all that sad mess.
Yeah, right.
I don't want it. I got a train to catch, so if there's nothing else...
Not even gonna say hello to the troupe?
Oh, here we go.
Remember, from the funeral?
Three very smelly and very ragged artists who look as if they've had spent the last couple of years in a basement stare at you intensely with barely confined, disturbing excitement in their eyes.
Oh, and Grandma Betty's there. Try not to piss her off. And sweet Jimmy, the guy makes the best pink lemonade.
Yeah, right. You greet them cautiously, and then you spot your mother coming out of the house, pulling the black shawl tighter around her, and her stern grimace becomes somewhat softer as she gets closer.
Are you preparing a show to honor your father?
Oh, they're just bullying me into it.
That's exactly what he's doing.
I am not. I'm leaving.
Yes, go Gronk,
Come on,
run.
boy. Years of watching your father and I, you must have picked up something.
You know this will be one big disaster, but hey, one quick show and they will leave you in peace, right? Oh, don't give them an inch, Gronk, what are you doing? Alright, these are your artists. Up to 3 can perform in a single show. How good is this music? Let's go. This is your audience, waiting to be entertained. Yeah, so you sort of battle the audience's requirements, which I think is so clever. It won't come easy since each spectator has various abilities and actions that will make your job harder. Here are your cards representing your artist's tricks. Huh? This is your vitality. It refreshes at the start of each turn as each artist increases it by 1. Okay, so mana. It's like a stacking mana a la Hearthstone each turn. Let's take a closer look at your cards. Pay attention to the type of cards. This one reduces the spectator's boredom with Impress. Your goal is to impress your audience and bring them to a state of delight. Okay. This card's name is visible here. Every card has a vitality cost. Playing a card decreases your vitality by the specified value. Alright, so that's just mana. This number, on the other hand, represents how the card will influence the finale bar if played. This mechanic will be explained later. Yeah, it's sort of like EX bar, your super, right? Here's a description of what the card does. Stash a juggling ball. Some of the cards have effects that can be activated in specific circumstances only. In order to find out the detail of an effect, click on it with the right mouse button. Oh, here we go. Juggling ball. Gather juggling balls. Yep. Okay, I get it now. That's cool. Now use a highlighted card and point it at a spectator. Right? Boom. Now what's going on there? They like the mustache man? Is that what that's telling me? I have to put it on Uncle Jack. Impress 4. There you go. Alright, so that just does 4 damage, basically. When you finish your turn, the cards from your hand are placed in the discard pile. Alright, afterwards, audience performs their things. End your turn. Throw out your hand. And they throw shit at my fucking strongman. Audience sneering lowers the focus of your artist. Yeah, okay, I like that. So they're booing him. In order to protect your artist from decrease of focus, use cards that equip them with the ability to ignore these attacks. Pay attention to planned actions of the audience and determine who needs protection. Remember, the ignore ability resets at the beginning of each turn. So ignore is armor, right? Cards have various effects. For example, draw gets you new cards. Boons and floors activate special effects. Cool. Finger lift. Ignore 7. Now, are they? That's who they're going to attack. They're telegraphing they're going to attack the clown. So if we do that, he uses up a mana. Cool. Your artist's focus hits 0. One of their cards gets scrapped from the deck. That's right. I remember this. So essentially, I'm trying to think of some examples. Card Hunter does something similar to this, but in the armor effect, in that all the equipment that you put on your characters create sub-decks within your deck, right? So if you equip a sword to your dude, it'll come with 5 cards that are associated with the sword and they go into your deck. So each of the characters that comprise your deck bring their own cards to it, and it's all shuffled together. And the penalty for hitting 0 is not that your character dies, but it deletes one random, I'm not sure, but it deletes one of the cards from the deck. So your deck does get smaller, so your cycle draw-through rate, which is usually the objective of a lot of roguelike deck builders, it gets smaller, but it also is taking functionality away from you too. It's so clever. So it gets scrapped from the deck, afterwards the focus resets, right? If your artist loses all their cards, they are removed from the show. In addition, your vitality decreases, right? So eventually they will get knocked out, but it starts to chip away at their effectiveness. If you lose all your artists, the show ends with a failure, right? An artist is scrapped, you get to choose which one, so at least you get to choose a card. Icons above them inform you which of the particular card, where it's located. So if that's in your graveyard, or in your hand, or in your draw pile. Cool. So ultimately, the individual characters, once you're in play, are just targets to be bashed and protected. They're like 3 weak points, right? But their existence facilitates the cards in the deck. So I don't believe that you need to associate a particular dude to a particular card cast. However, if you lost all your cards for the strongman, it will delete him anyway, so they still need to be present. If all the cards in your deck are used, the discard pile reshuffles into a new deck. It has a cost though. When a reshuffle takes place, all artists lose 5 focus, right? So it will bust your dudes up if you have to redo your deck. Now, I don't know if you can mitigate that with ignore though. For example, oh, here we go, impress. All right, so it's making me do that. Each card you play increases the finale bar, right? Which is with the blue. The card's finale value can be positive, negative, or neutral. Pay attention in order that you don't lose a chance to perform the finale, right? And it's up here. Bar is fully charged, perform the finale, so let's do that. Hey, let's go. That's cool. Boots. I think we won.
You clearly got some of that Arthur's blood in you, boy.
Yeah. Oh shit! No! Stop. Okay, that skips the whole thing. My bad. Address to your par. There's going to be a circus competition. Sounds interesting. Well, why not? We'll embrace it. We'll embrace it, right?
Interesting.
Wait till you hear the best part.
$10,000, $100,000.
Gets 100,000.
100,000?
Yeah, that's quite a lot of dollars. You fall silent, start thinking. You always resented this weird hobby of your father's. Rather, it seemed to bring him bad fortune and profit. And yet, he had always seemed determined to put you on the path. So much so that you always felt a deep need to resent it. Oh, wow, okay, this is pretty lofty stuff. Uncle Jack grins.
You'd obviously share the winnings with your poor uncle and widowed ma, wouldn't you?
Oh, I see the agenda now. So it's not even about Dad's legacy, it's about meal ticketing me. I get it. Let's see. You got no woman waiting for you with a hot supper, no house, no job, because they just let you go together with a fair share of debts. Okay, now this changes things. Be good if they front-loaded this. $100,000 could solve most of those problems indeed. Well, got nothing. You're between jobs, mate. You got nothing else going on.
You sure do, and we need money.
At least, look, they're just being honest about needing the money. Like the other side, you have family that are too humble to say that they need help, you know? How can you really help them then if they, you know? They're like, man, help us out, we need money. Okay, well, all right. You think about the show you just gave, you have to admit it did feel kind of good to be on stage.
I'll do it. Why the hell not?
Exactly, Gronk. Why the hell not indeed?
Well, in that case.
Uncle hands you an old map of the states, all blurred and hard to read without a magnifying glass.
This should help you on your travels. Use it when you're ready to leave.
I'm ready, let's go.
Good luck, kid.
Good decision? You're not sure, but you're willing to take that gamble, you think.
Goodbye, son. I hope...
She halts, her voice quivers.
Never mind. Off you
Hope I
go.
don't ruin my life like Dad did? Ah, well, you know. So it's the son's lot sometimes. This is your map, where you get to choose which cities you want to visit. Locations are separated, that's not a word, separated by roadways. One trip can consist of up to 3 roadways. Okay. Uncovering new cities and quest locations with the magnifying glass. Remember that you need to pay with cash for each use. Select Seattle as your next destination. I'm sure we'll figure out the movement mechanic. I've got fame, I've got cash, that's cool. Wild West, big. Timber calls Seattle, timber being its main resource. But there are also other calls in the city, much less proud, much less noble. It seems no place is free of social tension. Still, the city, akin to Phoenix, rose back after the Great Seattle Fire. So it'll surely raise from the cinders of civic unrest as well. Okay, audience minor. Your artists have to eat before venturing forth. You get to plan provisions for your travels. Okay. Number of cities you pass by during the journey determines the number of required meals. Available dishes are listed here. Apple bread, chicken croquet, apple cheese waffle sandwich. Oh my god, that sounds delicious. The food you choose impacts your artist. This is a representation of the 3 parameters. If they are high enough, they unlock positive effects. Boons. If they reach a lower value, negative. Flaws. Here you can find out how specific types of dishes impact. Choose a dish and drag it to the available slot. Well, all I've got is boiled potatoes, which they won't like, but that's just bad luck. Let's put it there. Flaws. Satisfaction. Oh, I see. You got to balance all 3. I understand. Off we go. Potato journey.
So my nephew packed up Arthur's circus and off he went.
Guess it's mine now, isn't
I'll
it?
be mighty surprised if it all doesn't
This
turn out
voice
all right.
audio is so
Thought it was
soft
big
compared to the
America
game.
Once. Oh, we both were. The adventure of a lifetime awaits young Mr. Jones.
Like that dude's
and
haircut.
his crazy troupe. God, to be young again. Anything can happen in the Wild West, but I'm sure he'll be just fine.
Right.
The path to becoming the greatest American showman is going to
Oh,
be
give me the
quite
titles.
challenging.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. Cool. Good setup. Great setup, one would say.
So, we're your employees now, huh?
Grandma Betty.
Looks like it.
Oh, this is going
And
to
Sweet
be
Jimmy.
good.
Hey,
Huh?
Oh,
I'm coming with you.
oh, well, good, Jack. I could use the help. You just finished setting up the big top for the first time as Uncle Jack rides up to you, heaving euphorically. I didn't notice him for the whole journey. He dismounts and tries to catch his breath as he stumbles toward
It's
you.
that old drunk again.
I'm coming with you.
Piss wreck. Oh my god. Is this a good idea?
Is this a good idea?
Of course it is. Oh, and the name of our circus?
Our?
Was thinking about it the whole way.
Oh
And I
no.
found it. Jones and Jones Circus.
No.
You know, seeing as we both are Joneses and your pa.
Look at him just
being
trying to
Jones,
muscle in.
Yeah, I think I get it. But hold on a minute.
It's settled then. You won't get rid of me easily, boy. I know how to make all this.
Yeah, Sweet Jimmy sends you a knowing look.
Oh, that man is hard to argue with. I can tell you that. Better just accept it and move on.
Look, for the sake of the narrative, we will. But in real life, absolutely not. I'll throw down with that man. Fuck off. Your uncle makes himself at home and takes a seat in front of your cart. Jones and Jones Circus it is then. Oh my goodness. So there he is there. Okay, so they're all just standing around. We've got lots of little things. Recruitment wagon, training wagon, voodoo wagon. So it's got a little X on it, so I can't do anything with it. But I can go to the voodoo. No, I can't. Have you got an... Oh. Artiste's wagon. Can I... Ah, there we go. That's much better. Alright, so I can't really do anything except go to the big top. Circus poster allows you to plan out your shows. You get to decide which artists will get on the stage, choosing up to 3 performers at a time. Shows are divided up into 3 acts, and here is where the misfits come in handy. Their role is to activate a special effect at the beginning of an assigned act. The number of misfits slots on the circus poster informs you how many acts are going to be in the show. And there's always a chance that your artist will receive some effect after the show. And hoaxes. What? Oh, okay. When you're all set, go to the circus ticket. Can I just like shift click you? No, I have to stick you in the slots. Lily the juggler, cute Johnny, and Moppy the clown. I don't think I have a misfit. Okay. Let's go. Oh, misfits here. Here we go. Lizard Man. Right. And then unicycle on a tightrope for the finale. Look at that. How cool. Okay. ticket. You never know how many spectators are going to show up, and that's why managing the business side of your show is so important. Here is your expected revenue from the show. If it turns out to be successful, you get cash. The amount should be somewhere between the highest and lowest values marked on the bar. Your income decreases if you lose an artist during the show. Right. If you want, you can take a risk and increase the expected revenue. This action proportionally changes both the highest and lowest values of the section. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Okay, so it's like a sliding difficulty. If you can afford it, you can always invest in the promotion of your show. This both reduces the risk and opens up a chance to earn even more from a successful performance. Okay. So the minimum gets pushed out further as well. That's really interesting. Okay, yeah. So if you go all the way out, you potentially can make nothing, but you can earn. That is really clever. I like that. Or 500 flat. Let's just push it out one. Let's do that. Posters, parade. Posters. Oh, look at that. It pushes it right up. Hang on a sec. $500. Okay, I guess I probably have to pay that amount straight up at the front. Well, that's just pure profit. How would I not use the promotion? You know what I mean? Hang on. There's something wrong with this system. If I put it right out to that bounds, I'm going to make at least $600 profit. And if I did it without any of the promotion and left it at zero, I would have made $500. You know what I mean? So, why wouldn't I do this? I don't know. Okay, I think this is how we do it every single time. I suppose the only other thing is you could take those sunk costs out and accept the higher risk. I guess they are a sunk cost, so that's $90 that is definitely getting lost. But even if I lose the $90 and I make $600, that'd be $510, and the beginning position from the beginning was just $500. Okay. I could be missing something, but I feel like we just immediately broke that system, right? Maybe there's more nuance to it later on as we get more mechanics, right? How good is this music? Okay, so what's going on here? They're gonna... What's the rain cloud mean? I can understand the damage. Okay. Extra hands, draw, vitality. Ignore 6. Okay, ignore 6 is going to be helpful. Let's put that on. Oh, I can only put it on myself. Ignore 1 for each card with ignore used during this performance. Okay, that's something. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Draw 1 card for each shuffled card. Fiery fart. I'm gonna do exactly that actually. Wait. Oh, this is a totally different hand. Okay, I'm silly. Ignore 6, good. We'll put that on the clown. So he's more like a tank. What is the... Oh, is that ignore 6 for everybody? Oh, that's even better. And I've got... Where's my vitality? There it is, 0, so I can only do this. Extra hands. Doubles the impress value of the next card play and draw 1. Does it matter who I play this on? Oh, you know what? It might tie to the card that I were to play. Alright, well, there's not much I can do there. Does that carry over, I wonder? Right, so what's this debuff here? How come... Now, I don't know what that is, and looking at it, it doesn't mean anything to me. But I can't seem to click or right-click or anything to bring that up. So I need a way to know what these dots are, right? Because I guess I'll memorize the symbols as I go, but surely, like even this as well, this rain cloud. I don't know. Impress. Ignore. Put ignore on you. Vitality 1, draw 3 cards. Draw 1 card chosen from the deck. Impress 3, extra sneering. Changes the amount of sneering an artist gets. Stash Juggle Ball, right? By playing specific jugglers cards, use them to power certain jugglers cards. Right? Vitality 1. Stash -2. Oh, okay, okay. Let's do this. Oh, that's drawing my deck faster though. Okay. Alright, so Impress does the damage, doesn't it? Unstash, ignore. Impress 1 for every 2 ignore removed. Oh, so that'd be cashing in my armor, I guess, right? Impress 2. He loves it. Okay. So she's got a juggling ball in pocket. Draw 1 card chosen from the deck. Let's do... Choose a card from the deck. Well, I don't really get much of a choice, do I? Extra ignore, stash 3. Oh my god. Okay, so that's 3 ignore must be that. That's armor. Alright. End your turn, so they're all going to lose 5 vitality, potentially. Right, but her ignore covered that, so you can cover the loss with ignore. I see. I see. We've got 10 cards in the deck still. They're gonna damage my dude. Unstash all juggling balls. Impress 4 for each ball removed. So what we might do is we'll put... Jesus. Let's put ignore on him. And she stashed another ball. She's got 3. Impress 4. 4, 8, 12. Would be enough to kill him. I'd rather kill him if I could. Extra hands. Draw 1. Might go with her. We've got the big finale, actually. I want to play this. Alright, we'll play this just to lethal this dude. Oh, and that reduced finale. So I should have done... Oh, look at that. Impress 15, a random spectator. Bugger, I missed out there. Okay, that's fine. Ignore. Well, look, what if we just... Fiery fart. I might just do that to get the finale up. And then we should just be able to finale that dude. Because this one random guy cops 15, and there's one dude left with 15. There we go. Nice. Success. Finish your first show. Your artists are rewarded with experience points for each show. Leveling your employees up unlocks new cards or improves the ones they already have. There's always a chance your artists will receive some effects, boons and flaws and special cards, gifts and hoaxes after the show. Last but not least, here you can find out how profitable your show was. Keep in mind that losing artists decreases performance and affects your earnings. Alright, so it takes the money out of the final earning. I see. So okay, it makes even less sense then. So I don't have to hold capital to go and front load it into the profit margin. I guess the only time that you wouldn't want to do that is if you want to try and get every last cent, but then you got to risk getting $0 as well. Oh my goodness. Well, okay.
You know what?
What?
I think we'll do fine. With the circus, I mean.
What are you doing?
Well, a bit early to say.
I bet you we're gonna get recognizable in no time. Put up a show in front of Buffalo Bill himself one day.
Okay, why
would we?
To make him realize he ain't got a chance against us.
Okay.
Bill's going to take part in a tournament, I reckon. Challenging him, proving we are better, he'd simply resign.
I think it's unlikely.
Don't underestimate me, kid. I used to be tightrope Jackie.
Yeah, right.
Think big.
Okay, cool. So there you go, the Amazing American Circus. It's got some really interesting mechanics. Thematically, it works so well with this genre. It's always cool to see that, because sometimes it feels forced, right? They're desperately trying to make the theme fit with the game mechanics. Not in this case. It actually works quite well, but it's also got some really interesting augments to the way that the deck is structured. I think the penalty for all of your characters losing like half health, I mean, I guess as they level up, they might have more than 10, but losing a chunk of health by cycling the deck is such a clever consideration. However, I do have some concerns, because you obviously want to build up armor to mitigate as much damage as you can. That's how these sort of games work, right? It's interesting that there's a lot of bankable stashing armor mechanics, which is kind of unusual. A lot of the time, that's a very, very powerful thing to do. So you would just have, you'd have armor every turn, or you glass cannon and take the hit. And the fact that you can armor against the cycle, or you kind of need to armor against the deck reshuffle or cycle, or whatever you want to call it, makes me realize that armoring up with ignoring this is a very big focus, which isn't normally the way to go with these sort of games. Usually it's more about, it's a necessary evil. You don't necessarily, unless you're doing a very specific build, you don't just turtle in Slay the Spire or something like that. You need to be putting the dots out, you need to be doing the combos and the damage. This seems to really focus on armoring up first, and then potentially stashing armor, and then getting that damage forward, because so many of the mechanics work against you. So I'll be curious, because saying that out loud or putting that on paper, that actually doesn't sound like a very good mechanic. But it's too early to tell. So let me know what you reckon. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if you want to get it yourself. And if you want to see some more episodes, I'd be happy to cover some more, because I really do want to scratch the surface and sort of see where that gameplay loop goes, and if it is too turtley, too much about defense over attack. But what would I know? I'm just some guy that plays video games. Alright team, might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.